Suzanne Pleshette was one of the most underrated actresses of her generation. In her heyday, she was often considered to be the next Liz Taylor, no doubt due to a combination of her beauty and impeccable acting talent. You may remember her from her role as Emily Hartley on The Bob Newhart Show, or you'll certainly remember her as Annie Hayworth in Alfred Hitchcock's film The Birds. Let's learn about the incredible life and career of Suzanne Pleshette. Early life and career. Suzanne Pleshette was born July 31, 1937 in New York. She hailed from a Jewish family with roots in Russia and the Austro-Hungarian Empire. Show business was in her blood, as her mother was a professional dancer and her father worked as a stage manager, a theater manager, and later as a network executive. Suzanne ended up pursuing an acting career that spanned theater, film, and television and worked for close to 5 decades. She graduated from New York City's High School of the Performing Arts, where she honed her acting skills. She briefly attended Syracuse University and later Finch College, but she dropped out of both schools to study acting at the neighborhood playhouse under the direction of famed acting teacher Sanford Meisner. She began her career as a stage actress. She got her start with a supporting role on a Broadway production of Compulsion. She eventually was promoted to a lead role in that play. Her incredible talent, along with her beauty and now signature husky voice, made her ideal for film and TV. While she didn't become a star on stage, she reached enough prominence to get cast in movies and television shows. Before we tell you more about Suzanne Plechette's life and career, be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to Factsverse if you haven't already. Suzanne's television work. Her first TV role was as the character Barbara Benson in the episode Night Rescue of Harbor Master. The episode aired on December 5, 1957, when Suzanne was 20. She continued to get regular roles on TV following her debut. She appeared in one-off roles in popular shows including Decoy, Matinee Theater, Omnibus, Have Gun Will Travel, and Alfred Hitchcock Presents. Her first TV movie was Summer of Decision, released in 1959. She had a supporting role in this short movie about a college student trying to figure out his career. She acted alongside Kevin McCarthy and Nicholas Pryor. As the 60s came along, she began appearing on TV more often. By the 60s, it was clear there was greater demand to see Suzanne Pleshette on screen. She appeared in 2 episodes of Route 66 and appeared more than once on shows like Dr. Kildare, The Fugitive, and The FBI. She also continued to appear in one-off roles in shows like Gunsmoke, Wagon Train, and Marcus Welby, MD. Throughout her career, she was also a regular on popular TV movies. These included River of Gold, In Broad Daylight, The Legend of Valentino, and many, many more. Her last TV role was as Lois Whitley in 3 episodes of Will and Grace, twice in 2002 and once in 2004. But her best-known TV work was when she finally secured a recurring role in The Bob Newhart Show. She acted as Emily Hartley in 142 episodes alongside Bob Newhart. Interestingly enough, she landed the role during an interview on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson. She sat next to Bob on the show, and the two of them hit it off. Producers felt they had excellent on-screen chemistry, and so Suzanne seemed the perfect choice for Emily Hartley. Her other prominent TV roles included the short-lived comedy series Suzanne Pleshette is Maggie Briggs, Bridges to Cross, and Good Morning Miami. Suzanne's film work. Her first feature film role was a small role in the 1958 comedy The Geisha Boy, starring Jerry Lewis. She didn't land another role in a feature film again until 1962, landing the lead in the romantic film Rome Adventure. She starred alongside Troy Donahue, with whom she later had a short-lived marriage. Her big film breakthrough was in the 1963 film The Birds, directed by Alfred Hitchcock. In The Birds, Suzanne Pleshette played Annie Hayworth. She's a local teacher who is also the former love interest of Mitch, played by Rod Taylor. While their relationship in the film is amiable, many viewers and film scholars alike have discussed how Mitch could leave the decent Annie for the slightly cunning Melanie Daniels, played by Tippi Hedren. Suzanne's role in the film is a supporting one, but it remains one of her most famous roles. It also showed she was an accomplished dramatic actress. Throughout the 60s, she continued to work in film alongside her blossoming TV career. She appeared in both lead and supporting roles in films such as A Distant Trumpet, Fate is the Hunter, The Power, and Target Harry. In the 1970s and 80s, she focused on comedy and family films, including Support Your Local Gunfighter, The Shaggy DA, and Oh God, Book 2. In the 2000s, she transitioned to being a voice actress, still having her signature husky voice. She voiced characters for the animated films The Lion King 2, Simba's Pride, and Spirited Away. This latter film was a Japanese animated film made by the famed writer-director Hayao Miyazaki. Suzanne voiced the character Yubaba and Zeniba in the English version. This was also her final feature role.
You're not from here.
Suzanne's struggles. One of the best lessons we can learn from Suzanne Plechette's life and career is to persevere. Looking at her extensive acting resume, it may seem her career was smooth. It's true she worked consistently from the late 50s to the mid-2000s, but that doesn't mean she didn't have her struggles. Early in her career, she turned down roles in The Dick Van Dyke Show and later The New Dick Van Dyke Show. These ended up being among America's most popular sitcoms and would have surely led to even more work for Suzanne. She also auditioned for the role of Vicki Anderson in The Thomas Crown Affair and Norma MacIver in The Detective. The first film starred Steve McQueen and the second starred Frank Sinatra. They both went on to become major feature films, which Suzanne missed out on. She lost the roles to Faye Dunaway and Jacqueline Bisset, respectively. Her agents often advised her to focus on more feature films rather than TV shows and TV movies. But she went against this advice and focused mostly on television, particularly after 1980. Focusing on television was a big risk for actors back then, but Suzanne loved working on TV and managed to make a name for herself through the medium. Suzanne's popularity. The main reason for her popularity was that she had an incredible work ethic and loved acting. While she eventually became a star, she was more concerned with acting and working as often as possible. She was once quoted as saying, "I don't sit around and wait for great parts. I'm an actress and I love being one, and I'll probably be doing it until I'm 72, standing around the back lot doing Gunsmoke." Looking at her appearances on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson, many fans have commented on how comfortable she seemed as a guest. She garnered a reputation as being a great recounter as well as a talented actress. It's no wonder Johnny invited her on several times. She also had a great range as an actress, something she commented on several times in her career. Her natural beauty made her perfect for romantic films, but she could also do serious and somber roles, such as in The Birds, and then contrast these with lighthearted comedy like in The Bob Newhart Show. In short, she was a talented and versatile actress who loved her work. Suzanne Pleshette died January 19, 2008, just shy of her 71st birthday. She was suffering from cancer in her later years and eventually died from respiratory failure. Now it's time to hear from you. What's your favorite all-time Suzanne Pleshette role? Let us know in the comments section below. And before you go, make sure you give this video a like and subscribe to Factsverse if you haven't already. Click the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content.